fire. Watch out. There's a risk of radiation. It's the radiation risks. Little punk rock Buffalo style from 2017. Yeah. And that's the name of this track. No is the way, right? Do it. No, you get the idea. Anyway, probably shocked a few of you. I used to listen to a lot of punk rock when I was a little younger. Picked that one up for a few bucks over at Black Dots here in Buffalo. So yeah, I didn't blind buy on this one completely. Just saw it. He has this cool bin with a bunch of punk and kind of alternative stuff. Kind of a cheap bin, and for newer stuff too. So like I said, that one from 2017. So, you know, I have my phone there. I'm like, oh, radiation risks. It was this one-off. I think these guys only did this one album, stacked with like 10 tracks. You know, they're all like 2 minutes. You know, typical punk stuff, like pretty funny lyrics here. Bake 'em, Dead Truck. Funny song names I meant to say, not lyrics. Although lyrics are kind of comical. And that track we just were listening to, No is the Way, right? Anyway, enough negativity. Yes is the way right here. So speaking of yes, at the time of recording this video, I've got 5 entries to the contest here. So yeah, my buddy Randy right here over here at the Lion's Den. I just took this snapshot of him. He was walking down Elmwood Avenue in Elmwood Village here in Buffalo. It's this afternoon. It's pretty cold. So Randy's all bundled up in Le Jacket. You're familiar with that from the Embryonic Fashion line. A couple other guys rolling around in town here wearing some of the Brian Fashion line. These guys also, I'm showing all the people that have entered the contest. So Jack the Vinyl Martini, he's a big golf guy. So he went out there with Russ Shaw from Russ Shaw TV, and they played around golf, winter golf here in Buffalo. Got the clubs going on. I don't know who these guys are. I think they're friends of Russ. And both these West Coast guys were in Buffalo and hanging out. So anyway, we did a little fashion shoot, and they did their entries to my contest. I'm pushing to a quadrillion. Subscribe, hit the button, do it. You better do it. Brian Embryonic, he's too busy designing clothing to do an entry for my contest, but I'm sure he will eventually. I think he's finding those 10 questions extremely difficult, so he's doing some homework like Brian does. So in the meantime, he's going to look sharp right here with Russ Shaw, and there's my friend Randy over there. They're all looking like studs, doing their thing. Yes, and then we have all the way from Brisbane, Australia, we have the Righteous Bojambo, right? So I'll leave links to all the contest entries, all 5, down in the description below, so you can be the judge. So there, we went out and had a pint when he was in from Brisbane. He came into Buffalo. Says, I don't know about summer, Mike. It's too hot. I'm going to come here in the winter and freeze my ass off. So we had a couple of pints right there down at the local. So there I am with the Bojambo. So his video that he just did, the Academy of Colton Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, or whatever they're calling the Academy these days, the judges, they put up all the nominees for the Colton Awards and put that whole thing together. For the 2nd annual for July. So they saw the video that for Righteous Bojambo, the entry to my Push to a Quatrillion, like just the introductory song, and then he does a bit with all the hats. It's a must see. We're not sure which category it's going to be nominated for a Colton Award, but it's definitely totally going to be nominated. So Righteous Bojambo, do yourself a favor, get over there and subscribe to him. Go to Australia and do it. I know Randy already said he subscribed, so because I work with Randy there. So anyway, here's a few of the other guys. So another guy that's already put an entry up for the contest, of course, it's Steve. A is for Alice, B is for Chicagoland. And then Russ Shaw was over here too. And there's Randy again. Randy remains seated in this particular shot with those orange pants. I think they're a little tight, but not too tight for Steve and his slim physique. There he is. So thanks to all those guys for entering the contest. There they are one more time. Bojambo, Vinyl Martini, and the Lion's Den right there. So all looking sharp, all talented, great guys, great channels. Friday cheers to those guys. They're top notch, top notch. They're worth a quadrillion. Yeah, champagne to you gents. Quality guys. Another shout out. My daughter's boyfriend, Daniel, he was here last weekend from Austin, Texas. He studies with Caroline at this place. So anyway, yeah, shout out to Daniel. Good weekend, man. Good to see you. So I'm going to show a few recent finds here. Fill the gap on a Friday. Why the hell not? Haven't done that in a while. This is just stuff I kind of picked up over the Christmas, New Year's area time frame, whatever you want to call it. I was there and I was buying some records. So anyway, the great Roseanne Cash, looking like totally 1985 when this came out. Look at that hairdo. This one produced by Rodney Crowell, of course. It's got a real she was trying to sound like 1985, and I think she did a music video or two for this, because Hold On, the opening track, I think that was a top 40 single. And I Don't Know Why You Want Me, Why You Don't Want Me. Who wouldn't want her, right? Looks great, front and back, right there. So anyway, totally different look for her, though, from her time in the 70s, right? But anyway, yeah, so her and Rodney Crowell were an item. They were married for about 10 years, so he produced most of her stuff during that period, including this one. So really good. Yeah, she's wearing that cool Levi's, got a little denim vest action going on. So a little kind of modern country, I guess you call it, but it's good. Big fan of Roseanne. It's some old school country right here. Tammy Divorce. It's Tam Tam, Tammy Wynette, of course, right? Stand By Your Man. She stood by several. Gentle on My Mind, Divorce, the title track. Of course, this produced by Billy Sherrill, of course, the man from Nashville. Yeah, right. Beautiful symphonic country, whatever you want to call it. It's great, polished, awesome. And it's Tam Tam right there. This is just for a few bucks, and it's in great condition. I've replaced the sleeve, but you can see right there on the Epic label. Love it. I got probably a dozen Tammy records now. I think I'm pretty solid on Tammy. Did listen to her Christmas album. That's always a good listen a few weeks ago, but I'll see that again in 12 months. That's not the Christmas one, but she's getting divorced on that one. Anyway, yeah, this is great. Santa brought this for me. Status Quo right here. No, this one is the non-Rick Parfitt outfit, so Rick had passed already by this point. This was released live in 2017 at the Wacken Music Festival in Wacken, whatever, we're rocking in Germany. So anyway, they're probably one of the older bands at this concert, because at one point, Francis Rossi, he says to the crowd, there's Francis right there. He's like, yeah, we're some old geezers and we're going to rock it out, or something to that effect. And this plays just like a Status Quo greatest hits. And he's got all these new musicians with him. The other guy that took the Rick Parfitt spot is this guy right here. And he goes by the name of John Rhino Edwards. And he's great. He fills the Rick Parfitt part perfect. And it's like Rick was there. And this is just a really good double live set. And a bonus thing with this, get it out of here. What is it in here? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it comes with the DVD of the concert. So I'm a Status Quo guy, casual listener, but I do enjoy it. And I kept seeing this popped up in my feed live at Wacken. We're rocking, like I said. And I kept seeing the clips from this show. So I'm like, I wonder if that's on, if you can get that on record. And sure enough, you can. And I asked Santa, and he said, sure, Mike, I'll bring it. And there he was. Flew down the chimney with that. Now we're rocking out, right? All right. Rocking it out with, speaking of rocking all over the world's on this too, right there. Yeah, there we are. And it's double record set, like I said. I don't know if there's any special. I think it's just black wax on this one. Yeah, but really good if you're a Status Quo fan. I'd say this is probably a last gasp, but yeah, really good, really fun. Another new one from Santa. Marty Stewart right here, big honky tonk man. But this is like surf rock, like Dick Dale. They recorded this at the Capitol Records studio in Los Angeles. I've been by that building a few times when we lived out there. And this is a it's a double studio LP of all surf instrumental music. So Marty Stewart, I was reading a blurb, what he said about it. He said it has the California vibe, which it does. I lived out there for 5 years, Southern California. It's like surf rock. When I was in Huntington Beach, I was in Surf City, baby. Now I'm freezing my ass off, but I do love Buffalo, so there's that. So anyway, yeah, I'm a big Marty Stewart fan. And there's cousin Kenny Vaughn on lead guitar. He really hits it out of the park on this. Handsome Harry Stinson, and I forget the other guy. Harry Stinson on drums. So there's the hype sticker right there. Yeah, my buddy over at the Lion's Den, Randy, he got a copy of this too from Santa. Nice blue vinyl right there. Trippy, kind of psychedelic thing in the middle there. I don't know what's going on there. If it's an eclipse or something. Anyway, that's pretty cool. Fun stuff. Yeah, so Marty Stewart, all instrumental. Apparently he did a film score for a movie called All the Pretty Horses. I didn't really know about that, and I remember watching that movie years ago. And so he did a couple, but he was nominated for an Academy Award, and I don't know if he got it for that film score. So he was experienced doing all instrumental stuff, so I think that played a bit of a hand, and he wrote all the songs for this. Like I said, it's 20 superlative instrumentals. It's Marty Stewart and his fabulous superlatives, right? Yeah, Kenny Vaughn, awesome guitar player. Speaking of some other good guitar, Black Angels, this one called Clear Lake Forest. I want to say the year on this one around 2012. Yeah, there it is. So anyway, it's good, but I do not like this 10-inch format. It's kind of annoying. And then I went back to Revolver a week later, and they had the 12-inch. I would have preferred it, but for now I'll live with this. It just looks weird on the turntable. I don't know, and I'm a bit of a creature of habit. But anyway, the music's great on this. It's typical psych. Black Angels, speaking of, I mentioned Austin, Texas earlier. That's where these guys come from. Yeah, one more time. Beautiful Austin right there. Great city for music. Oh, this doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. So Black Angels, Clear Lake Forest. Yeah, good track to look up on this one. The lead-off track, actually, Sunday Evening. This has a total kind of Velvet Underground-ish, real like psychedelic 60s sound versus the regular Black Angels, which is more like psyche, not doom metal, but this is definitely more of that vibe of, I don't know what you call it, like that Strawberry Alarm Clock, that kind of psych 60s shit. Anyway, like that. And then lastly, this weird duet. This was another blind buy over at Black Dots. These two guys, Yusuke Okada and a guy named Jeff Burke. So this Jeff Burke guy's from Texas, and this Yusuke Okada. Maybe Peter over at Music is a Journey. I'm butchering that Japanese name, but shout out to you over there, Peter, in Japan. So anyway, they play all the instruments, these two. It's like poppy punk. Really nice surprise. I got this for like $3. And this is their second record on that label, Punk Rock Dirt Now. And I got this the same day as that Radiation thing, that other punk album. But this is more pop punk. Really cool kind of label there, very minimalist. Looks like it was designed by Embryonic Fashion in that minimalist style that he's known for. Anyway, so that's the Lost Balloons, and that name of that one called Hey Summer. Look up a track on that, the title track, Hey Summer. It's just real pleasant, like poppy punk stuff. And for a few bucks, yeah, I've already listened to that twice. I really quite enjoy it. And I actually listened to this just before I made this video. So anyway, yeah. So don't be lost. Get over, subscribe, you got to subscribe because I'm going to a Quatrillion and I'm not going to get there if you're just sitting back and not hitting subscribe. So do it. Do it several times. Do it to several exponents. Right? Shout out to Bojambo. He's really good at math. So next video, he can explain exponents to me. I always had a hard time with those things. Anyway, that's probably going to do it. For a Friday cheers, we're pushing to a Quatrillion. And again, couldn't do it without some of these guys, right? They're subscribing. They're doing it. Oh, where is he? There's Steve. He's doing it too, right? So they're all doing it. So anyway, do it. Get on board. It's a telethon. I'm going to repeat myself and tell you to do it several times until this is over on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Now, if you do make one, please comment in one of my videos. It doesn't matter which one. And just let me know, hey, Mike, I've dropped a video so I can get over there and make sure I get you in the hat for that draw on Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2026. And we'll be over a Quatrillion at that point. So anyway, Friday cheers, my friends. Champagne right here in your honor. See you in the next round, whatever.